oh, maybe we not even to do it because once we pass through the GPU, then you'll get it should get the drivers for the card as well too. I was thinking the old way again. There we go. You see? Crazy. Okay. So now we're going to start this up. I believe it is better to shut this down. Yeah, see, look at all the stuff that well, let's look at all the stuff you have to deal with. Like, there's all this compared to what you saw with the server. You know, like, well, you can't really see my toolbar or anything, but I showed you the task manager. So, like, in the task manager, like, look at that. You have the MS Edge, OneDrive. You know, like, well, these things can be closed and everything, but Microsoft Edge is not even open, and it's still in memory. You know what I mean? Like, things like that. Microsoft Store, widgets. You know, all these things are just there. My Windows security notification, health service, modules installer, smart screen defender. So just lots of things, you know, like, and plus there's all the services and everything. Like, everything, it just goes on and on. Like, I never even had to scroll this far down to get to here. But yeah. So just, yeah, all the bulk. I mean, some of it's useful, like the snapping tools and things like that. But when you're running games, you know what I mean? Like, is it that you don't really need all that stuff kind of thing. So, I mean, you can just like delete Explorer, or like if you shut down Explorer, you know, like it just does the regular snap, like you don't get the choice of like how before. So, you know, you do save stuff on that like that, but it's just nice to run native without having to like make changes all the time. And then with Windows Server, any like really 2016 above, even 2020, 2012 and above, because you can install the service package on 2012 as well. You can also use group policies to eliminate half this stuff. So it doesn't even start up with the computer, like it's gone. So things like that, right? Yeah, this isn't. I think I need to do my other account, but that's whatever. Neither here nor there. So, let's shut this down. See, I'm confused because I'm not even used to it looking like this. Shut down. And do your updates. Okay. So now we open PowerShell. I'm just going to put this over here because it's easier to read. But, oh, just to let you, to finish it off, so yeah, we can do NVMe's graphics cards, well, because normally you can't do these things um, in a VM. So this is, like I was saying in my previous videos, if you want to do this in Windows 11, you have to use workarounds, and you may not even get the graphics card you want to be assigned to the VM. So if you have two different VMs, it can assign the VM that you don't want it to assign. So say you have like a 1070 Ti and a 3070, and you want the 3070 on the VM, it'll just give you the 1070. So things like that. So we're gonna open up PowerShell. I need to do that. PowerShell. Bring that over. So I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is make a text file with all the commands because I have to edit them. So when I do that, then I'll just put it blank back to so that way you can see. So the first command is you want to turn off the automatic stop action of the VM. So we use that. So now you just take that PCS3. So you do that, and then we'll just go step by step. Okay, no errors. And then, so VM preparation for graphic devices. Some hardware performs better if the VM is configured in a certain way. So we just want to enable write combining on the CPU by using this command. So you'll see the commands and then you'll see where you have to edit. Also, the reason why I'm doing this is as I was doing this, I think I mentioned, is just like there's no simple or anything set up to do this online with Windows Server 2022, so I figure might as well do one, right? So just copy, paste, take that, copy, paste that. And then now we have to configure the 32-bit MMIO space. So this is like pretty much it's like the MMIO space is like if you're starting the VM, the device has to, and sorry, I'll just explain it. The MMIO space values shown are reasonable values to set for experimenting with a single GPU. If after starting with the VM, the device is reporting an error relating to not enough resources, you'd likely need to modify these values. For more information about how to precisely blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, I've seen that already. So it's like, I can go through and read it, but it's like, there's like the minimum values for starting and stuff. I'll put the link if you want to read through that things for any better understanding of it. So then there's that. Just copy, paste. And I'll just do the other one as well too, right as well here. So you can just do both of these at the same time. Okay. So now that we have that done, there's a mitigation driver that you're supposed to have, so we don't have that because we don't have a vGPU. So now we have to go to task new device manager. And we need to go to that and this. Oh yeah, technically can't really, or maybe I wonder. It depends. But you have to disable, so you can only use one. You'd have to have multiple, but I do plan to get another video card anyway, so yes. I'm not using it for anything right now. It's a free card. Nothing's plugged into it. So yeah, you have to come in and disable your Nvidia, or disable the graphics card. Nvidia works best. But the internal graphics card does work as well too, just to let people know. If you want to do that, because like I said, if I want to, I can give the VM 60 gigs of RAM. If I was to get another video card, you give the VM 60 gigs of RAM, and then yeah, you can pretty much all you need is 4 gigs to run server. So I would love to also start getting 32 gigabyte RAM sticks. So if anybody is looking to purchase some 16 gigabyte RAM sticks in the future, just let me know. Because I will be doing an upgrade. So they're fairly new too. I only got them, what, like a month ago? Because I wanted to test it out with 64 gigabytes. So I will be doing it up to 32 gigabytes at some point. Doing like a full upgrade. But that'll be like a piece by piece, because I always go and try and get the computer for as cheap as possible. So I'll buy the computer piece by piece, part by part, and that way, like whatever parts I need, whenever they're on sale, I'll get them when they're on sale. And especially now, because of high food prices, computer parts is dropped down. It's called the Cantillon effect. So the Cantillon effect is when you do get inflation, inflation doesn't go into every part of the economy. Inflation will go into some parts of the economy. So like food prices, so especially things like that everybody needs, food and energy, those would go up more. And then um, like durable goods and luxury and like non-essentials, pretty much all the non-essentials, usually they drop in price a bit. Now if you're eating iPhones for breakfast and Samsung Galaxies for lunch and whatever, then sure, you're getting that stuff cheaper, but how often do you buy a new phone, right? So I like, especially I believe in 2024. Oh yeah, it is going to be some. Oh shoot, I should not have. Where's that? Yes, that is. I don't want to close. I want to do that. Do force. See, now unlike in Windows, this is the thing. You don't have since you don't have the snap, then you have to do uh, crude window positionings. But as a gamer, it's the price to pay because you're not going to be doing this stuff often. So next you want to go into the properties. So this device, just want to see, yes, this device is disabled. You want to go into details, and instead of property, device description, you want location paths. And then you want to take this one. So once you have it, it's this top PCI root. That's the one you need. So you would go like this. Since we don't have a mitigation driver, we have to use a force command. So like I was saying, if you have a vGPU, you'll get a mitigation driver, which when you disable it, it allows you to dismount the device and without an error message, because usually you'll get an error message saying whatever, Windows blah blah blah, you need this. That's why you can't dismount the device. Like, you need at least one video card to keep running Windows while you dedicate the other video card and assign it to the VM. So we take this, copy that in, just looking at how to do this exactly, because just give me one moment here. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would. Well, let's give it a test anyways. I just want to see which one you have to do. I think it's just this, and then we copy, paste, cross our fingers. See, this is good to know, right? Because then you would have to wonder, and that looks correct, because it's given all greens. Enter. Okay, so now that we know that, let's try it. That should be great. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to do it like this then. So, This is the hard part here for this. So I'm just going to copy this all because I'm not even sure exactly what I have to figure out here. But if you run into trouble, then well, also, if I haven't done this in a while and I just need a reference, then I can always just come back to my own video. I don't have to go digging for videos to... Okay, so let's try this now. So we go like that. Something there. Yes. So far, looks good. Oh, beautiful. As you can see, it disappeared. Goodbye, graphics card. Here. Just when I do it, I'm gonna do the more here because since I've already gone to this step, I'm just gonna do the automatic commands more. So that way you don't have to keep typing stuff in. I should have looked at this, but there are better commands to use that you don't have to keep changing stuff. So like if you have a Windows 11 PC, or even actually you can do this with Windows 10 Pro or Enterprise or Student, I believe you need these, you can do this with. The GPU partitioning, the version for Windows 11, try doing that. That. This. Because then with this one, you can just copy, all you have to do is change that, put in your VM, and then for this one, we can go back. I have to do that. Yeah, so you can just put in the name of your VM, copy all of this in, or I can even turn it into, when I save it, I'll turn it into a PowerShell script. and then you just go to the location of, or you can just copy one. You can just run the PowerShell script, or you can just copy everything from the PowerShell script and paste it into PowerShell. I think you might have to do that with server, or unless you enable that feature, because it doesn't natively come with the ability to run scripts. So yeah, you would run that. 1 second. Excuse me. So yeah, and then copy the whole thing, paste it into PowerShell, press enter, and you're good to go. Now, as you can see, it's done. So I believe all we have to do, oh, hold on. Yes, I have to do this. Just there's no redo command. Okay. Let's paste that in. Enter. Okay. So I'll just save it as a text file. It's simpler that way. Save as DDA underscore server 22 GPU. So, I mean, if you, again, if you want to do like your NVMe for just out of, so you would go, I believe, what would it be? Disk drives. So instead of display, because like display adapters, so you put, I think it'd be disk drives or disk class. Yeah, it's just like class like disk, and then you would take your you would then choose, right? So yeah, you would say, okay, I want to put the Evo onto the blah 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 blah, right? So that's just pretty much that. And I might just deck this bad boy out with like, I think I can add 2 more. Um, I'm gonna take out this old hard drive because it's right now it's blank. I removed everything I needed off of it. Um, and it's just, but it's like an old, like from the time of our grandfather's non-SSD hard drive. So I'm just gonna take that out and then put in another just like 850 Evo or any like a non-NVMe M2 whatever SSD hard drive. Put that there, and then I have space for another NVMe hard drive, and then do that, and then that way I have all the hard disk space I need. Then get an upgrade on the processor. So instead of a Ryzen 5, get a Ryzen 9. Hopefully like a 5950. Um, or maybe just a 59G, because having that on board, like having that extra integrated graphics card is going to be super clutch. And then get a new motherboard because I have an ATX case. but I only have a micro ATX motherboard at the moment, so actually get an ATX motherboard, and that way I can get two graphics cards going in there and on board, and then can get a nice real good server for virtual gaming, get some real good stuff going, have some tournaments, have like, do a lot of stuff. And there's lots of things, lots and lots of things. Yeah, I'm gonna need like, I would think, yeah, a Ryzen 9. Like get that up to like 24 cores or 24 threads. 12 cores, 24 threads. I mean, a Threadripper would be awesome, but one can dream. Maybe if I'm lucky. All right, enough yapping about the direction of where I want to go with this. So let's save. Oh, to do that. So I'll leave a link to this in the description, so that way people can, if you can just take this and then copy and paste it in, if anybody wants to try. There's also going to be a link to the instructions as well. Like the instructions also has that text in there, but I just want to put like it, having it all in one. I mean, you can even just copy it from there too, so up to you. You might want to take it offline and you're struggling for resources, who knows? So always have the options available for anybody who needs it. And then on the site, it also has the instructions if you want to remove the device from the guest and return it back